Hi. Today we're talking about Public Law 110 implementation recommendations for Commission Act of 2007, which would be the 112th, 53 August 3rd, 2000, probably 13. The public law one that would be the 112th and the 53 is in Homeland Security grants, emergency management performance grants, sharing communications, first response, fourth, strengthening incidental command, improving intelligence information sharing, federal government, state, local, and tribal governments, Homeland Security sharing, partnerships, congressional oversight, intelligence, and strengthening efforts of preventing terrorist travel, privacy, civil liberties, private sector preparedness, improving critical infrastructure security, enhanced defense against weapons destructions, transportation security planning, transportation security enhancements, public transportation security, Title 15, securing transportation analysis, hazardous material pipeline security, over the road, busing, aviation, maritime cargo, preventing weapons of mass destruction proliferation, and international cooperation, anti-terrorism technologies, 9/11 Commission Act, international implementation, short line. Title 21, advancing democratic values. What it really does is it defines, like, okay, you got like so much of this can be, it gives a, didn't have a tree do it, but you'll see it. For instance, you'll see the budget. You'll see a budget and authorized operations, authorized appropriated for grants under the section. You'll see it from since this was done in 2007 for 5 years official. How much appropriated grants can be given to each one official year? $85 billion for state loan. These each year is the official year of how much money they can spend. Basically, you'll see some more of these, like it goes through 24 titles. This one is Sub Grants Administration, the Katrina Act, more official years, the authorized operations, authorized appropriated carrying out, 400 million, grants for construction, emergency operations. These are for 9/11 ones, but your annual reports, like official years, it goes over the operations, each one of them. Basically, a 5-year meltdown of like already audited stuff. So, like, how much they can put into 9/11 implementation acts. Alright, now that we covered somewhat of that, you can find this on the U.S. government posting, Public Law 11053, Implementation 9/11 Commission Acts of 2017. Alright, what's moving on to a better thing. Defensive Acquisition University. The Defensive Acquisition University. The Defensive Acquisition is a mandatory specifying continuing education course of military and civilian personnel within the Department of Defense. It's a global learning environment to support a mission ready. The Defensive Acquisition Workforce delivers and sustains effective, affordable warfaring capabilities authorized by Title 10 U.S. Standard Code 1746 or Charter DoD Directive 5057. The DAU authorized August in 2001. Getting started. An Army, the DAU coordinates education training plans for the 140,000 acquisition personnel. Certification requirements. The training priority is based on an individual position certification requirement. The ALT workforce personnel requiring assistance of IDP and ATAIS updating records should contact the acquisition university. All acquisition workforce members, Army Acquisition Corps officers, non-commissioned officers, U.S. Standard Guards, or U.S. Army Reserves. Application registration, class, military, class information, scheduled military personnel. Basically, this is for DAU involvement, like contracts. So let's see. We got the publications, all manual, weapon systems, educational training, and column events, policies, careers. So you want to go to this, you want to have your federal employees are allowed to go to this school. Anybody with a military standing is free college, like a bachelor's in military school, acquisition university, like DeFars, DePaps, and stuff like that. Otherwise, dau.mil. Here's the next thing we talk about is standard internal control of federal government. This is called What is the Green Book and how is it used? The internal control book is a basically internal company process management to help entity achieve objectives. Runs operations efficiently. How does it internally control? Runs operations efficiently. Information about operations comply with applicable laws. The Green Book is related to internal control. Standard in control of federal government known as Green Book. See internal control for entities. How does an entity use the Green Book? Objective, identified cross controls, design controls in place. Objectives used. A program manager who would use the Green Book, and a program manager of a federal agency, inspector general concluding a financial performance audit, independent public accounting conducting auditing expenditures of federal dollars of state agencies, a compelling Fed officer responsible to making sure that the personnel have compelled them required training. The cube. The standard in the Green Book is organized by the 5 components internal control shown in the cube below. The 5 components apply to the staff, organization levels, and categories of objectives. Objectives, operating, reporting, and compliance on the components of internal control, while you can control risk, control environmental risk and assessment, control activities, information, and monitoring. On the levels of organization and structure, you see function or operating unit, division, and entity. Principles. Each 5 components of the internal control service of the principles, principle, and a requirement each of these. 5 control principles, 4 risk assessments, 3 control activities, information, communication, 2 monitoring, and attributes. The page structure. Green Book pages show components of the attributes. A GAU government program will help you for request proposals of your entities and whatever you want in the CFDA domestic catalog agency or program, or CFSA, your catalog federal state assistance program. Such programs, like in the government, like let's do like agricultural wildfire. There is about 214 different advanced programs, regional agencies, offices. It gives you the address of Department of Labor projects. Agriculture, and then the number in the state. There's 3,193 offices. For keywords, let's put in gasoline, since that's a big one, man. You know, gasoline. Or somebody, how about fuel? Department of Transportation. Okay, we got 2 agricultural. Sorry, that was looking up agencies. How about programs? Gasoline. Gasoline. All right. Here we have best testing buys, federal government loan, internet busing testing facilities. All right, we'll just go through some of the programs. Business crop disasters. We're gonna show 250, and we're gonna move on to the next. Your livestock, most of the agricultural tree assistance, marketing news, biofuel infrastructure partnerships, cotton trees, federal state marketing arrangements, protection, transportation services, perishable agricultural specialty production, marketing, granting, sheep production, small business innovation, research, higher education, graduate fellowships, institution capacities, tribal colleges, community food projects, institutions, economics, homeland security, agricultural, biodiesels, organic agricultural, veteran medicine loans, food pertaining, more phone, more food, with food. I wonder when we're gonna get on to a different one. This is just the Department of Agriculture itself. The U.S. Census Bureau is scientific Cohan International Training, Foreign Participation Standards and Service. We're going to do the next page. These are the census bureaus: Personal Census Check, Central Geographic, Ocean Glass Cluster Grants, Department of Commerce, International Economic Development, Economic Adjustment, Assistance Development, Fisheries, more agricultural, economic, National Telecommunications, Special Projects, Broadband Technology Opportunities, Collaboration, Weights and Measures, Standard Reference Materials, National Institute of the Department of Army, Chief Engineers, Procurement, Technical Assistance of Business Firms, Patent and Trademark, Technical Information Dissemination, MDA, Business and Curators, Flood Plan. Basically, we haven't even cracked the Defensive Guard, ROTC language, HIV/AIDS prevention vehicle, military guard operation maintenance, language flagship. All your government, federal, domestic assistance, which you could apply for 9/11 or otherwise, city of greater than the City of Zephyrhills Chamber of Commerce, with the Defensive Acquisition University or the Defensive Acquisition University here. Like, let's go to apply for a course. It says to apply for the course, update a student record with student category. If you are a AITAS, Army Civilian Military, EDACM, Marine Corps or Civilian Military, AQO, Air Force Military, Department of Defense, non-DOD industrial, working with a company that separates for the government agency. Students of non-DOD federal government agencies of the FAA, Commerce, the HASC, and FAATAS are following the URL FDAS Army.mil domains. International students, a student employing working. You pick out who you are. It's a student working for a company with DoD. International Students Employee Service. It has a virtual campus. It is free for all federal employees or better. You have a course schedule. You have the training of all training courses: acquisition management, auditing, business costs, contracting, airport operations, contracting, administrative, energy, analyst, contracting management, portfolio management, integration, manufacturing, quality software, contracting, office of representative, engineering, earned value, facility engineering, grant, industrial contract, property management, information resource management, information system, logistics, project management, project quality, manufacturing requirements and satisfactory acquisition management, science, technology management, system planning and development, engineering, and things. All right, you can train courses, continue learning modularly, mission assistant workshops. If we could hold a mission, if I was a president, I would make an mission assistant episode to have actually the Greater City of Zephyrhills Chamber of Commerce have a defensive authorized acquisition university in their meantime while residing in office as a free business degree in these different courses of supervision. As you can see, they have a course list here. This is free for every federal or better student. The student policies, international processors, and prereqs. Now we move on to what my next big thing is. Out of the public wall, the audited numbers given for the grants for the CFDA and the 9/11 Implementation Acts. We go over the Green Book mentions, which is a book for requesting proposals for and grants for the CF's catalog for federal domestic industry or assistance. With these companies, I'm sorry if this says ammunition manufacturers and their symbols, but what it is actually a 463 page. You can use this page right here. Standardization document approval ammunition manufacturers and their symbols. What happens is you have these different symbols for each different, say, Zimmer Machines Industry, MFG, the Fisher Scientific Naval Weapons Stations, York Tape Label. These are all like Federal Supply Service industries. Like you can see, this is a very long list from A to Z with the codes in the back. Up here is the upfront information. Like say you're a Turner Master Incorporated, that's a TIC Campbell. Tungsten is like welding rods. So it goes down to the very basics. Basically these Tulsa Screw Products Company Incorporated. How much would it take to take a Greater Zephyrhills Commerce of Industry to put away their budget into a budget annually into CFDA domestic assistance with basically copying the same milling machines in the federal United States. So this one's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You call them up, you ask them, hey, can I have a couple blueprints or like the name of the manufacturer, the drilling machine? I would like to produce a bigger business. You buy the milling machines. I believe it's a very important idea in the United States government to have machine and die rebuilt like over and over again. Then the price goes down and we become a larger triangle of workers. Say, how much would it cost to put put people to work in these metal industries or chemicals or products or lumber or whatever, the wire configuration, chemical corporations, thin sheet metal, dyes with tool and die, and basically these jobs, like say you want to spend $100,000, the Florida Department of Tampa thinks it's great to put $287 aside for like a small quarter of a mile section of planted palm trees along the side of I-4's an extension bridge. Okay, that's great and fun and dandy. But what's more exciting is, look, let's see if we can't find the City of Tampa Marina project. The Tampa Municipal Marina. Alright, they wanted a new project for that. Let's see if it's actually the one that I thought of. Maybe it's same, like, these things cost about, they wanted, like, see if we can't see how much money they wanted. Or no, they wanted a new marina, new St. Pete Marina. Port of St. Petersburg. Well, these. Basically, they wanted $200 million. Like, if you're going to have spent $200 million, how many of these businesses do you think you could open up, finance, and pay for the first 5 years of? This has been called my M. Miller Handbook 1461. Texas Foundries, Mill Supplies. These jobs are worthwhile jobs, actually, and they will create more money if the business actually gave, or if the government actually did the Defensive Authorization University and brought jobs to the thing, instead of spending it on recreational parks like the Tampa Marina or welcome to St. Petersburg Marina. We want this and much of that much money. One of the worst things I ever seen, the Tampa Municipal Search wanted a 3D printing. The municipal partners of Tampa Bay wanted a 3D hand printing machine for foot fingerprints to make 3D handprints. Here's my stupidest thing ever. Okay, we are a mannequin's glove. We test the glove. That's either small, medium, or large or bigs. But you can only do one thing with a fingerprint, and that's roll it. And that's the standard old-fashioned way, and it's not going to get any better because they just come off. You know what I mean? All right, so they wanted $2 billion for that. how many of these Valley Forge builders can you put to work? I mean, we're just in the threes. These are 400 pages of military handbooks, or defensive personnel support centers, research, materials, deadlines. Basically, that's my whole point for today. We Defensive Acquisition University for Greater Zephyr Hills following 9/11 Implementation Acts with the GPO, the CFDA, GAO, Green Book, and Request for Standards of Internal Control for Federal Government, Military Handbook Specialization. Basically, I want to position the DAU into a special, small federal chamber of commerce all around the nation for defensive acquisition. Should we say work center meeting or work center mission assistant works? This is my mission assistant workshop for Military Handbook 161. Division, which is a division, Mill, Tool, and Die of the United States. So the full list of the Army manufacturers. We become actually small mill and mill businesses around the United States in your local government for jobs. Instead of treating the city of Tampa like it's a bay with just boats all over the place, we could actually have some more work settled down. I know people like boats, but do we really need some kind of worse spending? Worse spending. All right, thank you very much. Bye-bye.